your documentary, The Pursuit, super important, and your brand new book called Love Your Enemies. Now I want to ask you about that. Let's say that someone's listening to us right now and they're saying, I agree with you. I love what you're saying, but I'm not an Arthur Brooks, and I'm certainly not, someone like, Ben Shapiro, or I'm not Sean Hannity, and I'm just not going to get in there and start slinging these fiery darts at people in my own family who disagree with me. How can we have respectful conversations with people who lean toward the ideas of socialism and big government?
So that's a great question. I get that a lot. And my friends and family on the left, they say the same thing about people on the right. And the truth is, Kirk, this is a huge problem. 1 in 6 Americans have stopped talking to a family member or close friend because of politics. And then, in baseball, they talk about an unforced error. That's a societal unforced error. It's crazy because, every single person watching us, every single person who's listening to you and who your fans and all the people who we have a privilege to talk to, 100% love somebody with whom they disagree politically. 93% of us hate how divided we become as a country, and yet 1 in 6 have stopped talking to others, and everybody's in a sense of crisis. It's what's going on in this country.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
So what do? In point of fact, we're going to be exposed to people who disagree with us, and how do you talk to somebody that you really, really, really disagree with? That number one, remember that somebody's ideas are not that person. Look, there's a tiny fraction of this country in media, you're in newspaper columnists, on cable TV, and on the internet, and in politics, and on college campuses. That's the outrage industrial complex. It's trying to convince us that we should hate other people with whom we disagree. Well, that's completely wrong. Just because you disagree with somebody, just because you think that their ideas are terrible, doesn't mean that that person is terrible. Look, we are commanded to love other people even if we hate their ideas. And if you love somebody else, you start by listening and trying to understand what's written on their hearts. So one of the things that I do when I'm talking to people who really, really, really disagree with me is I say, look, let me tell you what's keeping me up at night. Let me tell you what's really bothering me. And then you tell me what it is that you think could actually solve this problem. And you start talking about the common moral principles that you have. Really listen with love. It's interesting. I know a lot of missionaries. I've had a lot of missionaries in my family. And what they do is that when they go to somebody's house, they face tons of resistance. It's like talking to your uncle who disagrees with you at Thanksgiving dinner, but every day, all day. Right? Yeah. Missionaries. Because nobody's ever said, oh, look, good, it's missionaries on the porch. Never.
Right.
I was like, and we're not home. Right. So missionaries, what do? When they don't immediately shove a crucifix in the face of the people inside the house. They come in, they listen to the people about their lives. And then they make a moral connection with the people because there is moral commonality between all people, just all people. That's the cosmic goodness of God's creation, actually, is that. And then after listening and hearing the travails and problems that people have and the joys and the things and all the things that they face, they say, I might have a better way for you to meet your goals. And that's how we do it at Thanksgiving dinner, too.
I might have a better way for you to meet your goals. So rather than me trying to shove my view on somebody else or argue the merits of my way of thinking over yours and, just do some verbal MMA jiu-jitsu move to put you on your back, I say, what are your goals? I may have a better way of helping you achieve those goals.
Yeah.
That's really good. I just learned something from Arthur Brooks.
That's great.
And the goals that they have, it's amazing. So my views are kind of center right politically. But I come from a family of artists and academics who are all kind of left wing, but we all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. We want the best for our kids. We want the best for our country. We want to wipe out poverty. We want a better world. We all do. And so, listening and saying, I have this way I think that actually might be really good. What do you think? And then, that's the competition of ideas that agrees on the moral stuff and just disagrees on policy. Nobody's going to hate you for disagreeing on policies. What they don't like is when they think you're saying you're a bad person, you're an evil person, you're a deviant person, you're stupid. That's not right. And it's not right for us to talk that way. It's sinful for us to talk that way. It's not the way that we're created, is to talk to other people that way. So to say, I'm going to assume the best possible motives on your part. And then I'm going to tell you about the things that I've learned that I think actually can meet those objectives, that can help us to do good things together. And then I want to hear, by the way, then I want to hear your ways for me to hit my goals and see. And who knows, maybe I'm not just persuasive. Maybe I get the profound pleasure of also being persuadable. Crazy, right?
Wow, that's so great. Wow, you know, it's so refreshing to talk to you because there is a humility about you, and yet you have so much to offer with the projects that you're putting out there for us to see, and it's helping us to think through issues that really do affect our families. So thank you for what you're doing, and I wish you all the best in all of your endeavors.